AOA Podcast back for another episode, Frankie C.
What's happening?
Diane has just become a new member. Welcome to the crew, Diane. Thank you so much.
Without even seeing this episode yet, I appreciate the faith.
I know we're off and running to a good start.
This episode could suck for all you know.
At the end of the episode, it'll be, Diane has left the membership area. And thanks to Robin, who also, like Bird, celebrating 22 months of being an AOA member.
Excellent.
We got that news late after the show actually ended. Yes, last show. So wanted to just give Robin some much deserved love. So thanks everybody for all your support. On this episode, Ghislaine Maxwell writing a tell-all book. Thank goodness.
Oh, got to do something with all that time she's got now.
Yeah, I was worried she'd get the short end of the stick, so it's good. Good to hear she's going to get her side out there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Vince McMahon, who has resigned from the WWE. We've got Taylor Swift at the big game.
Do we have to say big game?
No, we can say Super Bowl.
All right. So
I just wrote big game because I don't know.
All right.
An idiot. Elon Musk is making some news today. American Nightmare. Going to do a little discussion.
I hope everybody saw it over the weekend.
Hope so too, because there will be some spoilers in that, but we will warn you before we get into the spoiler portion of the episode, of course. And we got another blind top 5. That, my friends, when you put it all together in a nutshell, is a podcast. Ghislaine Maxwell, we've gotten word, according to a source close to her in this article from the Daily Mail, says she's going to write a tell-all memoir to combat all the misinformation going on out there about her.
I wonder what's going to be in this thing.
Yeah. This is like, who was the Goebbels? Was it Goebbels?
Okay.
This is like Goebbels going, I was misunderstood.
Listen, you got it all wrong. Okay.
Sure. It's like, the source says, and I'm quoting here, she really feels like she hasn't done anything wrong. She's maintaining
the
this. The
rest of the world couldn't disagree more.
Yeah. And all the victims, the rest of the world and all the victims. I was like,
I was including all the victims in the rest of the world.
Good point. I was like, she was in the room when it happened, much like Hamilton. She was in the room when it happened.
She was. And you're in jail for a big fucked up reason. So major
fucked up reason. So, but she's continuing it. She says that the truth will come out when her book does. The documents in the news are all false and misinformation. She's bragging about how great it will be, but it sounds like the same old lies that she's told 1,000 times, this source added to the Daily Mail article.
So the source is even saying this is all going to be bullshit.
Yeah, the source is even like,
Yeah, who's going to read this and go, oh, see, what were we thinking?
It's kind of like when, who's the comic? I like him too, Russell Brand. When Russell Brand got accused, which I don't know whatever happened to that. That kind of vanished.
That kind of fizzled away a little bit. I don't know what's going on.
But he jumped right in with, they're out to get me. It's a grand conspiracy. Trump does the same thing too. Trump does the same. Like, this is the Biden Department of Justice. It's like, maybe you were just a dick, though.
Yeah, you could have been just a dick, and now it's coming back to bite you.
Yeah, because I lived under the Department of Biden Justice, and I haven't been arrested or been forced to pay $83 million or accused of anything. So
you got a few months left, though. At least
it's true. That's true. And 2024 is still, we got a lot of year left. I could be accused or arrested or fined.
And maybe 4 more after that.
Can he? I don't think he. Well, is it 8? It's 8 years total. Is it? I don't know if it's 8 consecutive years.
It's total. You can only do if it's 4. Like was it Grover Cleveland? I believe was 4 years, then lost, and then did another 4.
Yeah. So it's 8. Yeah. So he can't do two more terms. He can only do
it's still 8 total max.
Well, that'll be good. I'll be looking forward to that. I mean, this summer is gonna. Well, let's not get into that. Stick with Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's a big, it's a big branch off of what we were talking about.
I do have thoughts on it though, because I said on this podcast, I said the election's going to come down to the summer and how well we're doing in the summer. If everybody's doing well in the summer, Biden's going to win. If things are falling apart in the summer, Trump is going to win. And then I saw this scholar talking about how the S&P has predicted the president with like 90% accuracy since Carter, I think they said. And
That's
basically
not that long ago.
It's
I
not that
90% accuracy since Carter.
You're right.
What is that?
But it was still
8 presidents. Big deal.
Correct. But it was also still accurate prior to that. It just wasn't as accurate. Basically saying that if the stock market is doing well, we stick with who's in the White House. If the stock market or the S&P is not doing well, we make a change. That's basically what the guy said.
Well, we hit record highs the other day in the stock market.
Right. But is it too soon? Because again, I feel like we have short-term
no one's
memory.
voting yet. No.
It's going to really, in the summertime, that's
got to maintain.
We got to maintain it. We got to maintain it and make it happen.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's another podcast.
Yeah. She has been reportedly writing her tell-all book.
Is it going to be called If I Did It?
If I did it.
Remember OJ's book?
Yeah, I got it. I got the reference.
All right, I didn't know if everybody out there didn't get the reference.
You ever see his stupid? We ignore his Twitter, but he goes, "Hello, Twitter world. If I did it, this is how I would have done it."
Yeesh.
With his stupid voice.
Oh, God.
No. So reportedly, she's got a typewriter. She has access to a typewriter.
Typewriter.
She works in the library in the jail down there in Florida.
Okay.
And she's typing it all out.
Okay, Doc. Who edits that piece of crap?
I was gonna say, based off of that information, we'll never see this book.
Yeah. Could you imagine you get it as the editor and you go, well, if you want me to leave in all the facts, you're gonna be stuck with nothing. You got nothing here.
Well, yeah,
how do you edit that? Everything's bullshit. I can't. Yeah. This is all, I don't want to get assigned to the Ghislaine book.
Nobody's gonna want to publish that book. Nobody. No. Who?
She'll do it. She'll do it herself or something. I don't know.
Although, don't they publish Mein Kampf still? Isn't that still in print?
I don't know.
There's like a learning text or something of like what not to do.
I don't know. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I don't know if they're still printing it, but who knows?
I wonder if that's a thing. Because if you go to, you can get free books like on like Apple. Like I perused the free book section, and what's the Sun Tzu, The Art of War, because that's out of the what do you call it? The it's in the public domain. It's out,
Wow.
So anybody can just put it out there. So that's like one of those books that's like it's always out there. It's like always,
okay.
You always get access to it. So I wonder if there's going to be a situation like that with.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll look forward to that. I mean, if anything, she could always just kind of put it out herself or find
You're right,
somebody.
Robin. It is no Oval. It's not going to be as good as Oval. I'll tell you that much.
That's a good point.
Kicks this thing's ass.
Yeah, that's a good point. It must be insulting for Erin, though. Like, she finally becomes an author, and now all of a sudden she has to share that title with Ghislaine Maxwell. That's got to be depressing.
There were other authors in the past that were fucked up, like you said, like Mein Kampf. The whole, there's a title you don't want to share with anybody is Hitler. But
it would have to be your Kampf.
I guess so.
If you want to get a good look at it.
U.S. But no, I'm very proud of Oval. Erin did a great job. So if anybody wants to pick it up, link in the description.
Thank God. I thought you were going to say Mein Kampf, and I was just
okay.
Staring down the apology tour for you. I'll be like, you didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, I was drunk on Coca-Cola.
That's the Ghislaine Maxwell news. Can we talk about? This episode, by the way, brought to you by our TikTok page, the podcast's official TikTok page. Link in the description below. Click it. Follow us on TikTok. We are this short of reaching our goal. Please follow us on TikTok if you have TikTok. And I know what you're thinking. I'm not going to do it. Somebody else will do it. That's not true.
We're counting on you to do it.
If you have TikTok, go on there, click it, follow us. It's going to help grow the podcast. Please. I would love that.
It would help us big time. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Robin, putting the Oval link in the description. It's available on Amazon as an ebook, or you can buy the hard copy. Appreciate that.
Hard copy. Can we talk about the thing that you sent me privately the other day that happened with something that's very dear to your heart?
What?
Remember your dad's friend? If we can't, just say no.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
But thanks for asking.
That's fine. Maybe there will be a day when we could discuss it. So everybody stay tuned.
Yeah, I think so. There should be.
Vince McMahon, we talked about all the bad things that he did.
Mm-hmm.
He is now on the wrong end of a lawsuit for assault. And yeah, and I compared him to Jeffrey Epstein, and I said the difference. I said one, you added a second, which was brilliant. The only difference is scale, the amount of people he did it to. And you said obviously the age of the person that had it done to them, because Jeffrey's a little younger than what Vince was doing here. This was a young lady, but of age for sure. But it's been like flying across the world, the news of Vince McMahon, and what he did was awful. I mean, awful. Compared, like the Dookie part of it was not pleasant to think about.
I mean, if both parties are down, then whatever. But it doesn't sound like they were, right? Is that what we're saying here?
No, it didn't sound like they were at all. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I'm even comfortable if both parties are down.
No, I wouldn't be. But if
everybody do you, but
you do you. If this, if let's say there's two parties, if both are like, yeah, let's go. I guess you're not technically hurting anybody, but
yeah,
whatever. I don't know, man.
Again, I say this all the time, Frank, but it remains to be true. If you have a weird kink, I would love to be in the room and I don't know how. As I don't have weird
kinks. Bring it up with the other person.
Yeah, how do you bring that up? It's like the closest thing I can think of is when George decides to say "I love you." It's when you decide to put that out there.
I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
When he goes, "I love you," and she goes, "I heard you the first time."
Yeah, no, I heard you the first time. Oh, good.
Okay, that hurts. That's gotta hurt. That has gotta hurt.
Messed up. It's not good.
Well, anyway, he sold. I mentioned though that he's got 14.5 or $14.6 million out there paid off to women who have signed NDA agreements. So obviously, there's more than just this one lady who was brave enough to speak up. And she did speak up because he agreed to pay her $3 million, only paid $1 million for an NDA, so that's why she filed the lawsuit. So good for her. Right. But I bring it up because when this all originally happened, he stepped aside. He stepped down from the WWE, and the WWE performed an investigation. And then, lo and behold, he eventually came back. So one would assume, he must have not have done anything wrong. But now we learned. No, he just got everybody to sign a paper allowing for him to come back.
Right.
And then since that happened, he inked a deal with Ari Emanuel, who again is what Ari Gold from Entourage is based on, the super agent who started this massive company now and found a way to put WWE and what's the other UFC together.
UFC, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so now it's this big, huge corporation, and Vince McMahon came back as like the chairman. He was, mostly I guess in a ceremonious role, but from what I understand, still involved in everything that was going on. I guess storyline for the wrestling company, and
I guess so.
All that kind of jazz. Well, he's since resigned from that position since we first started talking about the allegations on Friday's show.
Vince McMahon resigned. Now, what is he? Is he just probably a shareholder or something? No authority kind of thing?
No, he's not a shareholder at all, because when Ari Emanuel consolidated and they had the merger, all his shares are gone. He got the money.
He's out completely of everything.
He's out completely. In fact, the moment he resigned, it's the first time in the history of the WWE/WWF that a McMahon is not involved in running that company.
Wow.
Because if people don't know, his dad started the company. See, it's unfortunate because, Vince McMahon was kind of a genius. His dad ran the company. And back then, all the wrestling companies, there were like 20 wrestling companies, and they all had little chunks of territory. Mm-hmm. And so Vince McMahon, his genius move was, I'm not going to just stay in New York where the WWF is based. I'm going to start to buy up other territories and expand into other territories, and I'm going to make a nationwide company. And he did that.
He did.
And that was brilliant. I mean, when you think about it, because you think, why would you just stay in one little area when you could just do it'd be like McDonald's was just in one little spot, you know? So he made that huge move, and it turned out to be gangbusters for him, and it was brilliant. But, you know,
remember when it was WWF and then it had to change to WWE because the World Wildlife Foundation?
Yeah,
they had it first. And I'm like, all right, I guess it's now WWE. It took so long to get used to.
So I'm still not comfortable with it. I still think WWF is better.
I know it was.
Yeah, what was the World Wildlife Federation?
World Wildlife Foundation or
Foundation? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and
then they had to like blur things out. I guess it got nasty between the two organizations because they couldn't show anything anymore.
Yeah, that was a big change. I think that was its
beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end, right there.
Start of the downfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, you know, and like, you know, I feel like it's sort of a big deal too, because I think everybody at some point or another grows up on wrestling, whether you're a fan for 20 years or 6 months.
Or it's just like somewhere in the background where like you don't maybe watch it, but you hear about it, and you hear like The Rock, of course, came out of wrestling, and he's like the biggest superstar in the world.
Right.
Hulk Hogan, you know all the names and stuff, so.
Yeah, because some of them go on to be movie stars. Some of they cross over into pop culture. Some of the people, you know. So so this is the first time without. But it left a lot of people wondering, why did they let him back? Like, if this was the allegations going on against him, and they did an investigation,
right?
And he signed all these NDAs. I mean, you would think you'd say, hey, you know, your time has come. Like, you don't.
Well, that's what it is, right? That's what happened. Isn't that's why he stepped down, or they got rid of him somehow?
No, he stepped down now, but there's a couple of months in between. So when the allegations first happened months ago, I forget, maybe even a year ago.
I didn't know it was that long ago.
Yeah, he stepped aside while the investigation was going on. And then he came back. And he was there through the merger and the sale and everything to TKO, what eventually became TKO, Ari Emanuel's new company. And then we got hit with this. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I just think if I was putting together a $5 billion deal, no, it was even more than that. It was like I forget what the evaluation of the company was. It had to be $9 billion or whatever it was. It was something crazy.
It's a lot of $1 billion.
If you're putting together that big of a deal, I don't care what the guy did that was revolutionary and brilliant. If he's doing what he's doing behind the scenes, he's got to go. He can't be involved.
No, that's it. Absolutely. I don't even know why that's a question. You're out. You can't be doing that shit no matter who you are, let alone a guy who's running stuff that, you know, can financially ruin thousands of people or whoever, you know.
Yeah.
When that's no good. You can't be doing that shit.
But to rhetorically answer my own question, I think what it came down to is he was the majority shareholder. So I think he found a way to bully himself back in order for the sale to go across, because he's got to eventually sign the paper, right?
Yeah, but when was this? This was a few months ago?
This was a few months ago, yeah. So I think he might have been like, hey, I got to come back if you want the sale to go through, and, you know, I got to...
What's the point of that? Why come back at all? I feel like just take your money, run, whatever you got. I'm sure he's financially okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
It's weird though. His daughter was in the company for a little while there. His son was. His son couldn't stand him. Left a bunch of times, and I think the last time he left, that was it. He left for good. And then I guess the daughter's not involved anymore, which is kind of crazy because her husband is Triple H.
That's right.
And he's like involved in the running of the company.
Yeah, he's a big deal over there now.
Now, do you know who the Bella twins are? Have you heard of them?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know who they are.
They like rose to the top of the ranks of the women's division of the WWE, and they were like massive stars. At one point, they had a reality show on USA Network, maybe. And so the Bella twins were like in there with all the other female wrestlers, and they were killing it. And they were doing so well that USA or Bravo, or whoever it was, I forget, they spun the Bella twins off into their own show because they were so popular. So the Bella twins, again, crossed over, kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
turns out their father-in-law is one John Laurinaitis. He's the other defendant, the guy that McMahon was sharing the girl with and doing all these horrible things with.
Boy.
He's the other defendant. So they put a statement out the other day being like, we didn't know about any of this. We just heard too. Which really makes you wonder who knew and who didn't.
Yeah.
You know,
jeez, the more they investigate this thing, the more that's going to come out. I feel like this is just the start of it. A couple months ago, they started looking into all this.
Yeah. And McMahon maintains his innocence. He goes, you know, the wrestling, the WWE found all these charges to be, you know, ridiculous, and the government will find the same thing. And I'm like, I don't really know about that for sure. One's a fictitious company.
Yeah, one's something you made up.
Yeah.
And one's the government.
One's the government. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
So, kudos to Paul, not only for being a member for 22 months, but for coming out with this line of, could this be the start of the Me Poo movement?
Oh,
that would be amazing.
I think Amber Heard kind of started that one.
That's true. Good point. She did shit on Johnny Depp's pillow.
That, I don't know. That could have been the start, but this was a follow up for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who did it first,
I would just love. Well, when we talked to Bird, didn't she tell us about? I have to go back to that interview. Remember when she told us about her throuple time, and how she got into it, how she broached the subject?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I forget what it was. I'd imagine it's a drunken. It's just. I think you need a couple of whatevers in you just to kind of.
Yeah, someone's got to, because it's got to be like a joke first. Oh, could you imagine? And then someone's got to come out with it like as a serious thing.
Yeah.
At some point, and then I don't know. I don't even know.
Because I don't know how you do it, but like when Cuddles and I talk, I like after we have our lovemaking session, I like to get out.
I don't need to know any of this.
A clipboard. And I go over everything. I go, this was really good. Let's do more of this. I go, but this
is it a number system? 1 out of 10.
Yeah, and then I get like there's graphs and I go, this is when we want to hit this, and this is when we want to take it easy here a little bit.
Romantic.
You know? It's very romantic. Well, I light a candle before I do it.
Oh well, then what am I?
And I put on some Johnny Mathis.
You're all set then.
Yeah, and then I critique her performance.
That's where you might you might lose her a bit.
No, it's very romantic. I've never heard any complaints. They all seem to like it.
There probably were complaints. You just never heard them.
No, I never heard them. I was too busy. It is awkward though, getting all the charts printed up in my local Staples. You know,
you don't do PowerPoint. You do it's physical.
No, I got an easel.
On an easel. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I got an easel and a pointer, and
laser pointer or
no, the old wooden stick pointer.
Okay.
And in fact, because I make it part of the thing, because I go next, I'm going to use the pointer in the next. This is when you want to use the pointer on me. I tell her. And
boy,
I go over the whole thing.
Oh, that's
the fuck are you talking about?
you just thank goodness you missed the last, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds.
See, yeah.
No, because it's weird to communicate your likes in the bedroom.
Oh, look, Bird says open communications. Just got to tell your partner you're into it. But that's a big one to be. That's a
courage that I don't know if everybody has.
I mean, there's stuff that you could.
You do?
Sure, but like there's stuff that if you say it like this thing that we're talking about with the Vince, the whole thing like that. If you say that and the other person is 1,000,000% on it, that could be an ender.
Well, that's my point. Like to go like, hey, I like it when you lift my leg this way. That is hard enough for people to say. To be like, oh, why don't you shit on my chest? I can't. That's a big distance. And if you feel awkward about mentioning the leg, the dump is
a mighty leap.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm going to call out Jay Seps here for a second. She said she's open with the whole thing. Kind of cheating because you've been with your roommate for a really long time.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a level of comfort there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about when you start going out with somebody, how long it takes you till you go, the thing that you did that was good, or that thing you did Yeah.
Yeah, none of that. None of that.
Knock that shit.
Let's knock that shit.
That's probably
Let's
even
get rid
more.
of that.
Do you think that's more awkward saying what you don't like versus what you do like? I think it's more awkward.
I don't know. J Sabs.
I don't know. I don't know because I've never been told that person didn't like anything. Hey-oh.
No.
Look
Now,
at
me
Miss
on the other
Perfect
hand,
over
I'm
here.
like, please, not that hole.
Don't.
Well, listen, we've all said that no matter what.
We've all said,
Yeah.
oops, wrong hole, wrong hole, wrong hole.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there. I
And
unfortunately.
by hole, I mean my ear. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the last time I said that, your brother was in the room, Janine. So
Oh, yeah, he
No.
definitely- always.
Yeah.
Sorry.
well, anyway, that's Vince McMahon. He's gone.
Yeah, good
So
riddance.
Taylor
Bye-bye.
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Tay-Tay.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Is there?
Yeah, because I feel like the internet has lost their mind
Oh, that's
With-
true.
trying to figure out if Taylor Swift is going to make it back from Tokyo in time to
Oh,
go to
yeah.
the
I already
Super
saw
Bowl.
this. I already saw this. I bet
Yeah.
you she cancels it.
Cancels the concert or the Super
Yeah.
Bowl? Because I think she could do either.
We're gonna move
I-
the Super Bowl to next Sunday. We're gonna push it back a week for Taylor.
I think she cancels her concert because, I mean, there was a whole thing on it.
Well, what's the time? What's the conflict? She has a concert at what time? Like, it's not at the same time.
No, it's on February 7th, I believe.
Oh,
No.
it should
It's
be-
on the 10th.
On the 10th, I'm sorry.
It's the
I'm
day
looking at the wrong date.
before, but it's technically it's in Japan.
So they're a day
Right.
ahead, right?
They're technically a day ahead.
Right.
So she'll have to take a 12-hour flight,
Okay.
traveling essentially back in time, right? Which would put her into Vegas, I believe, the night before. So it would be, she'd get into Vegas the Saturday night before the Super Bowl, which takes place.
That's plenty of time.
No.
It's a good amount of time, probably more time than you would think, but she does a 4-hour show.
Yeah. Then she'll sleep. It's a 12-hour flight on a private jet. She'll sleep for that, and then she'll sleep before the game. And when she gets to Vegas, she'll be fine. She doesn't have
what
to
they're
fly the
saying-
plane, does she?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's her making it back in time.
Well, she said she's going to get there the night before.
But we're
No.
we're talking about entirely optimal conditions. No weather issues, no
Well, yeah, but of course,
wind
if-
or
That's the only thing. I mean, if the concert goes on as planned, that's 99% of the time it's not an issue. The concert goes off without a hitch. If it's a little behind, it's fine. But yeah, the only thing would be flight issues, any kind of flight delay or weather problems. Other than that, even if there are weather problems, if it's a few hours, if she gets in at 5 a.m. on Sunday and the game doesn't start till 6, she could, first of all, she'll sleep on the plane. That's what is it, 12-hour flight, you said? Give or take. She could probably
Yeah.
sleep on the plane for that
Right.
whole time and be perfectly fine. And then she'll have the morning on Sunday. I think she'll be all right. I don't think there's going to be a big issue there.
It's a lot.
I don't know.
she's 34 now. I mean 20 is anymore.
Again, she doesn't have to fly the plane. She gets on the plane. That's it. The pilot takes over. She's got to go to back. I'm sure she has something on her plane to lay down on. I'm sure she has a bed or something, and she'll be fine.
I guess
Am I
so.
wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I thought the same thing as you initially when I first heard it all. I'm like, oh, she's gonna make it. It's no big. Because I think everybody. Here's the other thing too. I think everybody was really confused about this.
Oh,
with
about the time difference.
The time difference there. So I
Yeah.
think everybody assumed that she was getting in on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, like that night?
Yeah, and not the day before.
Wait,
Well, then
she
that would
is.
be an
It is the same night.
See, no, it's not. It's the day before
No, she's the concert's happening Saturday, right? In Japan.
in Japan.
And then when she comes back, when she leaves, let's say the concert ends at 11:30 Saturday night. When she leaves and gets back to America, it'll be around 11:30 Saturday night still, but it'll be it'll be a different hemisphere, so it'll be a different time zone, and she'll be back.
Technically, she's not flying; she's just going up in the air and waiting for the Earth to rotate underneath her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it will happen.
But that's a lot of. By the way, fourth concert. I think she's got 4 shows. And
she goes the whole. She doesn't stop. She doesn't rest. Aaron and I saw the movie.
No, that's embarrassing to admit.
It was a good movie. It was good concert movie, and she's putting everything she's got into every song. She's dancing in every song. She's either playing a guitar, or playing a piano. She sings. I'm sure it's draining, but again,
listen to this.
Plenty of time.
Admission from Aaron. At this point, it's almost too much Tay-Tay. Never thought I'd say that.
There's a lot of Tay-Tay out there.
It's a lot of Tay. It is a lot of Tay.
But I'm sure after the Super Bowl, it'll subside a little. I mean, because there won't be any football. All that hubbub will go away.
Yeah. Robin thinks she'll have time to write a song on her way back. She might.
See? And grab some snooze time.
And a little snooze time. Here's some of the things you may have missed from all the Taylor hubbub. Because everybody's talking about whether she'll make it or not from the Tokyo Eras tour back in time. Taylor was wearing a $6,000 diamond friendship bracelet.
When just at the game?
At the game, yeah, at the championship game.
Okay.
It's spelled out TNT, which is a little nickname between the two of them, Taylor and Travis.
Yeah, okay.
$6,000.
I thought she was plugging a TV network.
She just loves TNT.
She loves the channel TNT.
TNT. Dynamite.
Pat Mahomes' wife was wearing a TBS bracelet. It was lovely.
It's good stuff. I mean, you get those old TV shows on or TV networks. That would be cool.
Yeah.
All those t-shirts.
At one point during the post-game celebration, how everybody runs on the field and there's craziness, and she kisses Travis. She was looking for Travis's father, Ed Kelsey, and asked, "Where's Dad?"
Interesting. All right. There's nothing. I don't know.
And now they're trying to, and this is definitely mainstream media. Mainstream media is trying to create a rivalry between Taylor Swift and Lauren Maynor, who is Nick Bosa's girlfriend. Nick Bosa is on the 49ers. And Lauren Maynor is like another kind of like social media famous person. Right. And now there's they're trying to you can see all the
like girlfriend versus girlfriend.
Yep. Give
me a break. Yep. I'm sure they don't even realize, that there's any kind of. Why would they care?
Well, it is true. We're living in a strange time where, okay, so for instance, I love You ever see the show Hard Knocks on HBO?
No.
Yes.
They follow. Thank you, Jay Sabs. Nice to have a man on the program. They follow a football team. It started with a preseason. They would do the preseason for a team, and then they realized, we're making so much money. Let's do it in the middle of the season, and we'll follow another team. So this year it was the Miami Dolphins, and I watched it because if you want to know what Frank's brother looks like, it's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. They are a spitting image. Yeah,
really.
Well, then that's Frank.
It kind of, yeah. He kind of does look like Frank.
Head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, and in that show, one of the wide receivers for the Dolphins is going out with this huge social media influencer. I forget her name right now. It'll come to me, but I forget her name at the moment. And
oh my God,
there was Mike McDaniel, I think his name is.
That's messed up.
It looks exactly like the two of you.
That's friggin' weird.
I would take a picture of that man and show it to your father and be like, "What the fuck did you do?"
That is, yeah. Where were you ever in Miami 40 years ago?
But anyway, there's a scene in the show where they're following around this wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins amidst one of their best years ever. And these people are screaming for him, and they finally catch up to him and they go, "Is your girlfriend here?" Like, they don't even give a shit that it's him. They want to see the social media influencers. So we're living in a strange time where
I don't think that's such a strange time. There are people who don't know. I couldn't tell you any football players' names other than Travis Kelce. I don't know anybody on the Kansas City team. I don't know anybody on the 49ers.
But the thing is, you're not a football fan.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They're perfect. I mean, you're saying we're living in a strange time.
Well, a strange time
not,
in a
not
sense.
Everybody knows.
No. But I don't think it has anything to do with it. I mean, a strange time where NFL players are dating, like, because of social media, these people have been elevated to such high status. They are outshining our traditional stars, celebrities, so on and so forth.
Well, fam, you don't like football, do you? You're not a huge football fan.
Me? No, I'm a football fan.
Okay, who is the quarterback on the Giants?
Well, I would say Daniel Jones because he started the year, but right now it's Tommy Chicken Cutlets.
Oh, that's
Chicken Cutlets.
Yeah, I know him. Good answer. Next.
Yeah. No, I like football. I'm not one of these crazy. Some people have huge blow up thing. There's a guy by me. He's got a huge Jets blow up inflatable.
Yeah, I see those around.
There's some crazy fans, which I love, but that's not me. I just like watching their games.
What I don't get, and I'll never understand. I guess I understand it, but I'll never be into it. Is the fantasy stuff? Like, I get that. All right, you gamble with it and stuff, but to do like the fantasy draft and to take it so seriously, it's like, I mean, I guess people are into what they're into, and that's fine. For me, I can never imagine. I can't imagine anything more boring, in my opinion. For me, I'm sure people love it and have fun with it. But I think of it and I can't. I want to cry.
Can I tell you why you don't get it?
I get it. I just have zero interest in it.
Can I tell you why?
Why?
You don't have a wife that you're trying to avoid. That's what your problem is.
I see. That makes sense.
When you're trying to get away and escape, what is this?
Fantasy blank. Whatever season we're in.
Pretend football GM? Yeah, sure.
Sure. I have to watch. I have to watch every weekend.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you fixed something or built something in your garage?
In the garage? No, never.
See?
No.
You're not avoiding. You don't have a wife to avoid.
My garage is pure storage.
Yeah. I bet you spend every day in your, I bet you, if you have nothing to do on the weekend, I bet you sit in the same room with your wife the entire time.
Maybe. You have a camera in my house? What the hell? Get out of my head.
You should watch my father when he comes up here to visit. He sits on the couch for 2 seconds. If he's not sleeping, he gets up and he goes into the garage and finds something to do.
Because he doesn't want to hang out with you.
You know what he said to me the last visit? He goes, I opened that lock for you. And I go, thanks, Dad. And then I'm sitting there and I go, what lock is it? I go, what lock are you talking about? He's like, do you remember the lock that we couldn't figure out the combination for? And I'm like, he's like, do you remember you locked up your bicycle, coming home from school? I'm like,
wow,
27 years ago? He's like, yeah, I opened it up. I got it. I'm like, okay.
Better late than never, I guess.
Man, you hate us, don't you?
Why do you still have that lock?
I didn't know. It fell behind who knows where the hell he even found it, but he found the lock. He's like, I'm going to open this, and I'm not leaving this garage until I do.
That's a little much, but
yeah,
you got to find something to do.
Have you ever been around my mother, myself, and my children, though? That's not an easy combination.
I could barely stand being around you.
I know. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Imagine an older female version of this. It's a brutal thing.
Your mom's a sweetheart.
Every time I go, I thought my father was suffering from Alzheimer's because he goes, I put a shelf up in the garage today. And he told me this literally 23 times. And I'm like, Ma, I called my mom separately once. I go, is that putting up a lot of shelves? He's like, there's 23 shelves. She goes, there's 23 shelves in the garage. I don't know what he's doing. And I didn't press it because I go, he's ignoring you. That's what
is he opening a bait and tackle store in his garage? What is he doing?
He just got shelf. He built a shelf to hold all the future shelves he's going to put up. That's one shelf holds wooden planks, future shelves.
It's a shelf.
It's a shelf. The man's just
If you ask me, your dad's a little shellfish.
J-Sab's husband has a guitar, so we know he escapes to play guitar.
One. He has many.
Yeah, so that's his thing for sure. I mean, some of us, and I'm not going to name any names, but some of us may or may not have started a podcast to get away from their family. So it's just, you
I
never
wonder
know.
who.
You never know with these things.
No, not me.
We went way off topic, and you're making me go on my phone.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You're boring J-Sabs.
I'm boring J-Sabs. I apologize.
All right, so Taylor Swift.
That's it. That's all the Taylor Swift stuff. She called
She'll make
Travis'
it to the
father
game.
dad.
I heard a rumor. I didn't see the video, but I heard a rumor that she said "I love you" on the field.
Yeah, I heard that too. I didn't
Is
see
that-
it either.
I am just. I just want to say one thing. I am shocked, and I'm a little bit. I wouldn't say upset,
Perturbed?
but almost. There you go. Almost upset that Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion is not a fucking subject on the show tonight. But you know what?
Bring it
It's
up.
okay.
Let's do it. Can you do it?
Oh, I can do it.
You know all the deets.
Oh
Let's-
my God, I went down a fucking rabbit hole with this.
Let's do it. Megan, how do you spell Megan?
MEGAN.
MEGAN.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I think you said IN, like
Stallion
him.
No.
and
You're like, no, I have a brain.
Nicki Minaj. I never know if she's got the H in there or what. I'm aware that there's some sort of feud. I just don't know what it is.
So, Megan Thee Stallion dropped a new song.
What? Look, hold on. You've made Sarah very happy with this topic.
Very
Go
good.
ahead.
Well, it's all I could think about since last night. So she dropped a new song, and in the song,
Wait, who dropped the new song? I'm sorry.
Megan
I'm
Thee
sorry.
Stallion.
I'm not going to
Megan-
interrupt
Stop
anymore.
interrupting her.
I'm sorry. I just got distracted.
We'll never
by-
get through this thing.
I got distracted by Mama Pam, who wanted to let everybody know that she's selling $5 feet picks for less. So that's it.
That's a good price. It's
Go
a
ahead.
good-
I'm
it's
sorry.
a good
I-
deal.
it's okay.
All right, Megan Thee Stallion dropped a song. Go ahead.
And in the song, it is said that she throws a dig at Nicki Minaj's husband when she says something about Megan's Law. Now, do you know what Megan's Law is?
Yeah. Megan's Law. Something with kids.
Yeah, so like if you're like so it's
Driving drunk or whatever. Or you.
no.
Oh, sorry.
Is it like
Okay.
I don't know.
If you're doing something wrong with a kid in the backyard, it's in the back seat of your car is worse. Is that it?
No, what the backseat of the car? Where the fuck do you get this
No,
from?
I think it.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna take a
Kidnapping
timeout.
thing or something.
It's
What is it?
basically like it's like a sex offender law. Like
Yeah.
they need law enforcement needs to let you know that there's a sexual predator in your neighborhood, whatever.
Okay.
So why they say it's a dig at Nicki Minaj's husband because he got arrested for like sex with a minor, and then he also got fined for not registering as a sex offender in California, right? So
Whoa.
yeah.
And
Know
It is-
that.
isn't he a rapper too?
Wait, is he a rapper? He
Yeah,
does
who is it?
something like that. He's in that, but he's not like Nicki Minaj, right?
Okay.
So anyway, she threw this dig out, and whew, Nicki Minaj went a little crazy on social media. She went crazy on X, and I mean, she just went at Megan Thee Stallion. Now they have beef from a few years ago, so I feel like Nicki Minaj was kind of waiting for this to like just pounce on her. So in response to this,
Can I
go
ask you a
ahead.
question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Didn't they do WAP together?
No, you're thinking of Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B.
Sorry, I was thinking that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Easy mistake. I'll let it slide.
Thank you.
It's very nice of you.
Thanks for giving me a pass. I appreciate it.
So, Nicki Minaj kept hinting that she's going to drop her own diss track. And let me tell you, oh my God. So it was supposed to come out yesterday. And it didn't come out till after 12 o'clock last night.
Wait a minute. When did Megan Thee
Exactly.
Stallions come out?
Like within the week. So it was
That's
like a couple of days.
That's pretty
Yes.
fast.
Right.
Well, didn't you say? Are you saying she was ready for it? Are you saying she had one in the chamber?
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't understand because you're not a rapper, like I am.
Sure.
So this track.
point.
Oh my god. So
it's
she
rough?
went. Yeah, it's rough, but it's so good. But
Is the whole song about her, or is it just like a
Basically.
line or two?
no,
Okay.
it's the whole song.
What's it called?
It's called Bigfoot.
That's insulting already.
So I guess she has big feet.
Um,
Gotta tell you, it's a little
Or is
little
she making
tame.
fun of her because she's like a tall girl? I mean, she's
no,
not overweight. I'm just saying she's like a big girl.
it's because supposedly Megan Thee Stallion got shot in her foot a couple of years ago. So that's why it's this whole thing. Anyway, but it is so. First of all, I love the song. 8:00 this morning because I fell asleep. I couldn't wait for it. 8:00 this morning, I get up and I start listening to it right away. And the husband's like, "What the hell are you listening to?" I'm like, "Shut up! It's the new Nicki Minaj diss track." And he's like he doesn't know. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you not know this?
I could picture his reaction. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
So
what do you like better, the Megan Thee Stallion's song or Nicki Minaj's song?
I'm sorry to say, I'm gonna always have to side with my girl Nicki. I'm sorry.
I feel like that's a Queen's thing with you.
It is a Queen's thing.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be honest, I liked her before she was huge. I saw her.
Here
in
we
the
go.
city.
What'd you discover her in
no.
the club?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is she from Queens?
She is. She actually went to the middle school right
You
down
didn't
the
mute
block.
anything.
Nope. The middle
sorry.
school right down the block.
Sorry.
You're not on
You
screen,
pulled
but you muted shit.
He pulled a Janine.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. So Megan Thee Stallion, where is she from?
She's from Atlanta.
Okay. All right. So big feud going on. Okay. So we haven't heard back from
No,
balls in Megan Thee Stallion's court now.
nothing yet.
All right. What do you think is the better diss?
Oh God. Well, Nicki Minaj really went fucking nuts. So,
But do you think it's a better like? Do you think it beats the Megan Thee Stallion's song?
Yeah,
Like
it
as
does.
it's a good
Yeah.
What's it called?
I'm
Revenge
sorry,
track, I guess.
not from Atlanta. She's from Texas, but I do think that it is a better track, Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
And the song came out Friday. It wasn't a week, so the song came out Friday, and she released this diss track last night. So
Wow. That's
yeah,
quick.
she's good. She's good.
That's fast.
But anyway, it was a whole big thing. They were talking about it on the radio.
What's Megan Thee Stallion's song? What's that one called?
It's called Hiss.
Hiss. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hiss and Bigfoot.
Yep. So
There's a
listen
theme.
to Hiss.
All right.
And I'm just checking right now on Megan Thee Stallion's Instagram. She has not. No. She's going to be quiet for a while, I'd say.
Now, was Megan Thee Stallion's song? It was just like a line or two in the whole song, or was like the whole song?
No, it was just that line.
Okay. So did she like go after anybody else in that song?
No, just her.
Just her.
Just
Ouch.
her.
I gotta tell you something. I'm ready for a musical feud.
Yeah.
Oh,
as long as it's in, as long as it doesn't get violent, that's fine.
As long as it doesn't go Biggie Tupac, it's fun to
Right.
have a musical feud. You
And
know.
it's interesting. It's interesting to keep in, to keep up with it.
Can I
Yeah.
just take a snippet of Nicki Minaj's song?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. You got some.
Can I say it?
Can you rap it
sing
for
it.
us?
Yeah. Oh wait.
No, maybe we can't read it. Can't read the lyrics.
No,
I
you can. Are there any slurs in
Curses?
there?
You think I'm going to say the N-word? Come on.
I just want to make sure that we're covered. Right? Is there the C word in there?
CU or CO?
the CO word?
He's trying.
C-O-C-K.
The male equivalent.
Oh, got it. It'd have to be your ball. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me take my face off the screen.
Yeah, mine too.
Wait, I'm actually going to go on camera now.
Yeah. Oh, this is perfect. Wait, hold on a second. There you go.
Hey.
Let's see. Oh, now my cat's coming downstairs too. Oh, I got to fix the lighting. Okay. Hold on. Okay. This little begging whore talking about Megan's law. For a free beat, you could hit Megan raw. If you a ghostwriter, party in Megan jaw.
Oh, that's good.
Shots thrown, but I still ain't Megan's score. Bad bitch, she like 6 foot. I call her Bigfoot. This bitch fell off. I said, get up on your good foot. Oh!
I think we should write diss tracks for each other.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I know. Why did you lie about your lipo? Fucking your best friend, man, is crazy. You the type, though. Oh! Let me just tell you something. By the end of this week, no, sorry. By Wednesday, I'm going to know every single word to this song because I'm going to be pumping it in my car. The kids are going to be screaming, put on that. I'm like, shut up, kids. We got to learn the diss track.
She's good, though, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, let me just tell you something. I really have always loved her. Loved her more since she is from Queens, obviously. But
Yeah.
I have loved her since day one. Day one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a rapper that's been more exciting or electrifying since, I mean,
Cardi B, obviously. She's good.
Cardi B.
But Cardi B doesn't have like the different like personas that Nicki Minaj has used. Like
Cardi's
Just
good.
different personas.
yeah.
No, Cardi's good, but I would say as far as a pure lyricist goes,
She's good.
Nicki Minaj is really up there. Like I hate when people do this, but it's true. I would say best female rapper. But if you just were going men and like if you're just going best rapper, she'd be in the conversation for top 5 in the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
25 years. I mean,
Okay. I can't weigh in that much. I don't know a lot of her songs. I know the popular songs. I don't know any of the other.
like when you look at all the rappers that are heralded, like Lil Kim and all these people, like I would put her above Lil Kim.
Yeah.
I can't
Don't tell
name
my
one
wife
Lil
I
Kim
said
song.
that though. Oh really? Can't even. Yeah. That's what my wife I said that. My wife loves Lil Kim.
Damn. I'm gonna learn every word.
I'm telling you,
I
we should
can't
write. The three of us should write a diss track for each other.
Okay.
I'm agreeing to that, knowing full well I'm going to use GPT.
Oh, that's
With
messed
my-
up.
I can't write diss tracks. That's a complicated thing.
That's true.
I'm going to text Eminem and see if he'll help me.
I'm sure he'll get right on that.
All right. You think this is an ongoing saga? I mean, Sarah seems to enjoy the topic. Should we?
Wait, there's one more line that I can I just say it?
Yeah.
Is it my fault I got a good vagina? Why the fuck is you humping on a minor?
Wow.
That's good.
I can't sing this song in front of my kids, unfortunately, because now they really know the words to everything.
Wait, who is she's accusing Megan Thee Stallion of banging a young dude?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mhm.
Oh, but I thought wasn't Megan Thee Stallion?
Yes, but
accusing the husband?
she's saying it back to her. I forgot who she's talking about there, but
Oh, that's
Mhm.
weird. That's interesting.
Sarah, I agree. Kim's window was shorter than.
yeah.
And when did Nicki Minaj become popular? 10 years
A
ago?
while, right?
It's been a
No.
while.
Let's see.
I don't know exactly when, but it's been a while.
2014, 2011.
When she first came out,
Yeah, when was
Yeah.
her first big hit?
let's see.
Google it.
I was going to say 2010. Yep.
Oh, there you
long
go.
time.
So
14 years
years.
ago.
Mhm.
There you go. Bird will ghostwrite for you. Aunt.
Oh, nice. All right. If I can get a ghostwriter, I'm in. I'm set for that. Bird seems like she's got some beats. Or no, what do they say? Bars.
Yeah.
They say bars?
Well, hang on. Let me show you how cool I am, Frank. I think Bird can spit.
Oh God.
Oh boy, you already
She
got me
spits some
beat.
bars. There's
Oh,
a
I
young
knew
kid
it.
right now that just goes, "Okay, that one's gone. We can't use that one anymore."
Yeah, they've officially killed that word.
The old white guy said it. Now we can't keep it up now.
I mean, I spit in bars, they throw me out. Oh, dad joke.
Oh, okay.
Oh, goodbye. Can I
right.
write mine about Frank?
Do you not
please?
like me? I know you hate me. That's
What
fine.
word rhymes with? I'm just kidding. I don't hate you. Would write one about me. You hate me. I don't hate you. You
I
hate
don't
me.
hate you. No, I don't.
Oh, a little bit.
When? No, I don't.
I think maybe you've grown a liking to me a little bit more.
Well, I don't like him, I'll put up with it. It's fine.
So you're
I
gonna
don't like-
write it. You're gonna write it about Anthony. I'm gonna write it about you, and Anthony's gonna write it about me. Or can we all write it
I have
about
a
you?
feeling this is gonna die right here. We're never gonna do this.
No, never. It's
Oh,
never
I'll do it. I'm already thinking in my
It's
head.
not happening.
This is something I enjoy.
I'll be Frankie Minaj again.
No, that was good. Those are the good old days.
Remember that?
What?
That was like
Yeah.
2 years
Google,
ago.
what rhymes with liberal pussy? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, what's going on with Elon Musk?
All right, let's go to Elon Musk.
Yeah, we gotta do this fast. Oh, 9:42.
Oh, can I just tell you my conspiracy theory about Taylor Swift?
Oh,
Oh boy. What do you got? Did you come up with this or you heard it?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Did I overhear it somewhere, or was it the voices in my head? Who can tell anymore, Frank?
Okay.
What is Travis Kelce's big endorsement these days?
No idea.
COVID vaccine.
oh yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
This is the NFL's way. This is the government's way of getting us to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They want to take over and chip us. And here it is. This is why they fixed the. Okay, stop. Everything stop. This brings me back to these fucking conspiracy theorists about the NFL being fixed. All I had to hear about all friggin' season long. Oh, the logo is purple. Oh, the logo is purple. It's going to be Baltimore. It's going to be Baltimore. And Baltimore lost. You pieces of shit. I told you that was all bullshit. Look, the last 2 years, the people, their colors who got in the fucking thing. Blah, blah, blah. Assholes. I had to fucking listen for months to this
Assholes.
bullshit.
Now, where are they now? Are they putting out we were wrong videos? Probably not.
No, probably not. They're back in their mom's basement, fucking making Kraft macaroni and cheese, being a piece of shit loser, looking for the next thing that's bugging them. Assholes. See, it's all scripted. See,
Now they're
fucking
gonna
idiots.
say like tennis is scripted. Look at the tennis; it's all scripted.
Oh,
Whatever. It's the next thing. Whatever the next thing is.
I was rooting for Baltimore to lose so hard just because purple is such a big dominant color in that stupid logo. So all these assholes would have to fucking go away.
To be fair, they only lost by like 3 points, right? It was like very close.
I don't remember now. I know Detroit lost by 3 points.
That's what I'm. All right, never
Yeah.
mind. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, I told you. Yet another reason why the NFL is scripted. See the logo right here, you fucking idiot. That's the problem with TikTok. They've made it so that everybody has like weatherman graphics that they could point at stuff.
Oh, that's annoying. One of the, you know what I have grown to not enjoy, like this. I'm sure they do this on TikTok. They do it on Instagram. All these things. With someone that puts out content and whatever it is doesn't matter. But when another person uses that content and just points to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if we put out a video saying something and then someone like puts their video right next to ours and goes,
Yeah.
it's like, what did you do? Now you're getting views because you did
The
this.
duets.
You pointed to the thing.
Yeah. Or
The
they go like
duets.
this. Or they said it's 4 minutes of them like this. And then the person says something, they go,
Well done.
thanks. Glad. Thanks for fucking duetting. Piece of shit.
If you're gonna add something, but then they
Yeah.
just go. And they like point.
Mm.
They go like this, they point to it like they agree with it. Good for you.
Yeah. Fucking idiots. Stupid pieces of shit. I can't stand all of them. There's another theory out there that the conservatives are saying the Super Bowl is rigged so that Taylor Swift can endorse Joe Biden.
Oh, I can't anymore.
I don't think anybody's endorsing Joe Biden.
Oh wait, I just read that too, and I was like, "What is?"
I want to just look at them and go, "Shut up! Just shut up and go away, please." Not everything that's against you is a conspiracy. They could just be against you, and because you're awful, that doesn't have to be a conspiracy. You could just be a jerk, and everybody hates you.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's not a conspiracy. Shut up and stop it.
Or the other one with the TV station that they put out a thing and it's like, oh, see, they leaked it. They leaked it. No.
Yeah,
there's some dick in the graphics department being a dick.
Yeah, not everything's a conspiracy. It's sometimes
you look right here, the purple indicates I'm a fucking loser. I fucking can't stand all of them.
Elon Musk.
No, I want to go to American Nightmare.
All right, Elon Musk, I'll do really, really quickly.
That's what she said.
Elon Musk. Nice. Elon Musk, after firing half of Twitter, this has to do with Taylor Swift. It's hiring 100 people to combat AI bots. Because did you hear what happened to Taylor Swift?
There was like an image created about like a graphic image of her.
Yeah, like a nudie shots of her around like the stadium and shit like that. And it got so out of control. You know who I would never fuck with is the Swifties. Those are
diehards, man.
I'm more afraid of the Swifties than I am of any other sort of other country's military threat.
Remember like when the Beatles or Michael Jackson, when you see those like concerts of people crying, the fans are like crying and like, I always thought, well, that's just over the top. That's insane. Why would you react that way? And I would always ask the question, well, nobody does that anymore. I feel like Taylor Swift people would do, they fall all over themselves and cry and they do that kind of thing for her. Now she's like the next Beatles, that height.
She may have even surpassed the Beatles because remember they caused like they set off the Richter scale at one of her fucking concerts. They were jumping up and down in the stadium so hard.
She literally changes the economy wherever she goes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's going to hire more people to combat that. And then the other little bit of Elon Musk news is that according to, let me see here, his startup Neuralink that's going to put implant chips into people's brains.
Yeah, he had the person was in surgery. They're out of surgery yesterday or today, something like that, and they put a chip in the guy's brain. Now, and they said he's doing fine or something, like he's recovering.
It's the first human to get a chip in their brain.
Now, here's my problem. I'm all for, you want to put a chip in someone's head. Okay. My problem is what it's being used for. Like, apparently this chip is to like control his phone and shit. Like, from what I understand, the chip in the guy's head is a chip that he would use to like think about like using his phone. It's like a link to like his phone just by thinking of something like that. If you're gonna, right? Am I wrong? What's the chip for?
The brain chip, which has 1,000 electrodes, is meant to allow people to wirelessly perform computer functions by thinking of what they'd like to do via a think and click mechanism.
Okay.
You're right. So it is kind of like
they're going to use it to
Twitter.
Scroll and be on their computer. Now, I feel like help someone. I'm sure they'll get there. I'm not saying they're not going to do this, but I feel like work on maybe people walking or seeing again or hearing,
well, that's
paralyzed
the end game,
people. Right? I'm sure that's the end game, right? That's what they're aiming towards. This is probably step one.
Well, that's what they want you to believe, Frank.
It's all a conspiracy.
If you look at the Neuralink logo here and take note of the colors, you'll see the black portion here is end of the world domination. That's what this means.
I see.
We'll put that in post. There'll be a Neuralink logo here in post. Yeah, and I see what you're saying. Basically, he's coming up with a new way to scroll Twitter.
Right.
This is kind of what's happening there.
It's
Yeah.
like, who volunteered for this thing?
I would love to know that question because that's not me. I'm a 10 years later guy. Still do this for 10 years before I hop on board.
You know what sucks? Like nobody knows who this person is. And I'm sure they went in going like, I'm going to make history. I'm going to be the first person to have this thing. And their name wasn't released. We have no idea who this person is.
No idea.
I'm sure when they're recovered and it's up and running, they'll come out and be like, I'm the guy with the chip in my head.
I'll tell you who I'd like it to be is Kanye West. I'd love to get a chip in there.
All right. So
fix things up a bit.
Just fix it up. Get it
Straighten it out. Yeah.
Straighten that shit out. Yeah.
I also love how we're
Gotta be a mess in there.
We're heading towards this AI bomb, and we're just like, it'll be fine. We could always just unplug things, and we're also simultaneously putting computers into our brains. So
yeah, we're running full speed at this AI thing. We're not even fucking waiting for anybody to be like, you sure we're good with doing this? All right. We're not waiting for that. We're just like, we're fucking putting chips in our heads, and that's it.
Terminator is bullshit from a standpoint of there's no way we even fight back that hard. We would just be eliminated in like, you know what I'm saying?
For what?
Like,
wait, for what?
I said Terminator is bullshit because there's no way we would fight back that hard.
Yeah,
we would just be done for.
Yeah,
we'd be taken over.
See, Terminator didn't account for the all the people that had chips in their heads. Well,
exactly.
Imagine Terminator, but all the humans have chips in their heads now. It's just like pff, you're all done.
If you combine Terminator with Idiocracy, that's more of an accurate portrayal of how it would go down.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
All right, American Nightmare, full spoiler alert review discussion here.
Yes, the three of us saw the whole thing. If you've seen it, we're going to talk about the whole thing. So yeah, again, spoiler alert coming ahead for American Nightmare. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Right?
If you haven't, yes, it's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, you can mute the episode right now. Come back when Blind Top 5 is on the bottom of your screen.
Right.
Where do you want to start? Because there's a lot to unpack here. Do you want to do a generic
overview
of the story?
Overview of it. Sure.
All right, go ahead.
So this was, and please correct me if along the way, because when I didn't watch it over the weekend, I watched it last weekend. So it's not as fresh in my mind, but I did watch it. So about 10 or 12 years ago, around there, a couple was in their house sleeping. This is the story this is how they start. It's 3 episodes. So it starts with there's a woman missing. And the guy is explaining, the husband, well, at the time his boyfriend, was explaining to the police, this is what happened. This is the story. Guys broke into the house while we were sleeping, shined lasers in our face, put blacked out goggles on us, headphones, and drugged both of us and kidnapped the girlfriend. This was the guy's story, and everybody's like, "You're full of shit. This is ridiculous."
Well, it starts with the 911 call, right, where he's calling the cops and he's telling them what happened.
Yeah. So the 911 call starts. It's like 11 hours later after he calls 911 and says, "My girlfriend was kidnapped last night," and the 911 operator is like, "Well, why are you just reporting this now?" And he goes, "Well, I was drugged and I'm just coming out of it." And he woke up out of the thing, and apparently he was told, "Don't move out of this spot," and he had a camera on him, and you can't contact the police. You contact the police, there's going to be a problem. We're expecting, what was it, $15,000 or something for ransom,
which is a crazy low amount. I thought that was the first, oh, this is scary thing to me.
Yeah, it was a crazy low amount. My only guess at the low amount was that's probably all he thought he can get out of the guy. I don't know.
Well, and this is maybe because it's been a cultural thing, but you always kind of feel like rich people get kidnapped. Like, I'm going to kidnap a rich person's daughter or cousin or whatever and ask for $1 million. You always feel like, oh, I'm excluded from that because
yeah.
Who's going to kidnap my poor ass? You know, you're not getting shit.
The other weird part I thought about this was the guy that said that whose girlfriend was kidnapped said that the kidnapper said it wasn't for her. It wasn't supposed to be her. It was supposed to be his ex-girlfriend.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Who we later find out they work together. All three
Right.
of them.
The boyfriend, girlfriend, and ex-girlfriend work together. Now, for some reason, they never explored. Well, first of all, that's the story he tells the cops. We were in the middle of the night sleeping. Some guys broke in, blindfolded us, put headphones on us, and drugged us. And when he came to, the girlfriend was gone. That was the story. He said they were wearing wetsuits, that kind of thing. And everybody, the cops, the news, was like, this guy killed her. The boyfriend killed her.
Me.
That's this. Yeah. You're watching this going, well, this is a weird story. I mean, the only reason I was like, well, maybe not, because there's 2 more episodes and there's going to be some kind of twist. But right off the bat, you're going, what the heck? This is the most ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's believing this guy. And they're trying to get him. The cops are interviewing. They show the interview tapes. The cops are trying to get him to confess. Listen, we know you killed her, and where is she, and all this stuff. And he's like, no, I didn't. This is, I'm telling you what happened. And then it turns out, all of a sudden, at the end of was it the first episode?
Yeah.
Here's the girlfriend on camera. No, this is what happened. They kidnapped me. They took me. They put me in a trunk of a car. A guy took me, put me in the trunk of a car. Took me on a trip. I passed out. Woke up and I was in a house. And this guy kept me there, and it was just him. And he said he was working for someone. But we don't know who those people are or anything like that. And so apparently she was raped a couple of twice while she was there.
Well, let's back up a second.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
To the end of the first episode. This is a little brag from me, but this is the last time I do this with the show. Is 20-30 minutes in, I realize they're playing the.
This is all real, by the way. This is a documentary. This isn't a TV show. This is a documentary.
But I realize the way they're playing the tense game, meaning they're talking about her entirely in present tense.
Right.
And I'm like, I wonder if she's still alive, because you're watching it and you go, oh, they killed her and he killed her, and then you're like going through it and you're like, hold on a second, because they're not saying she was great. They're saying, like,
is great. Yeah,
she is great. Yeah. So like the way, and I go, I wonder if she's going to pop at the end. And sure enough, she does. So I saw that coming. Did anybody else see that coming?
No, I didn't see it coming.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that part.
Okay. Because I thought that was a little like, oh, she's going to show up at the end of the episode. So when she does, I go, okay, this is, because I'm sitting there going, he definitely did it. And then I'm like, this would be a really boring show if that's it. If he did it, there's got to be something more to this.
Right.
So that's why I saw that twist coming. But that's the last time I see anything coming.
Right.
Throughout the 3 episodes, because, I don't know. It's just what happens from here is a little surprising.
Yeah. So then in this, I think it's the second episode that we go into her experience.
Starts with her then.
Starts with her. The first episode ends where they bring her on screen and she sits down for an interview. Then the second episode starts with her experience. She gets kidnapped, thrown in the trunk, drugged, brought to this house where she's there, I think 48 hours or a few days, right? 2-3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And she's held in this room, blindfolded, and can't go anywhere, locked in this room. Doesn't know where she is. The guy comes in and out a few times, and she's telling this whole story. And she said, at first, she didn't say that she was, can I say? I said it already, the R word.
They essayed.
Essayed.
Yeah, that's what they say when they don't want to say it. They say they were essayed.
I already said the R word.
Oh.
But, all right, I'll limit it just so we don't get taken down or anything. So she didn't say at first that she was essayed because what was it? Why did she not? I don't remember. Oh, because she was threatened. The guy threatened her not to say anything, because when she was SA'd, he filmed it to have it like as proof or as like a blackmail. Right.
And he was apologetic about it. He's like, I have to do this. This is part because he two people came to visit them and they spoke and had a conversation, and then he came in and said this has to be done.
Right. And then he came in the next day and said we have to do it again because it wasn't good. It wasn't convincing enough that you have to act like you're into it.
Right.
So that she
my husband says the same thing to me.
So she had to endure that again. And after that, she was, it turns out she was, I don't remember the reason. Remind me the reason why he released her. He said he showed her a video of her father on screen, like saying, come back, we love you, we miss you.
Right. Why did he do that? I don't understand why he did that.
I don't know. But he then released her far, like 400 miles from her home, back to her childhood home, like her parents' home or something. Yep. She was released, and then obviously went to the cops and all this stuff.
Well, because I think he knew at that point, we're not getting the money. Like, the money's not happening.
Right. Oh, yeah, because the guy was like, the bank is only going to give me $5,000. That's all I can get.
Right.
And then he went to the cops. And this was the other fucked up part. He went to the cops, and they put his phone. Like, he told the cops, he's going to contact me through my cell phone.
Yep.
Right.
The kidnappers contacted me through my cell phone. But they put it on silent and locked it away. They took his phone. And
that's police department major screw up number one.
Yeah, didn't they put it on like airplane?
Yeah. Airplane mode, that's right. So they took his phone away, and you'd think they'd be glued to that phone waiting for the kidnapper to call, which the kidnapper was calling and couldn't get in touch.
Called numerous times.
Right.
Yeah. And that's why she says they could have saved me from the second SA.
Right.
Had they just answered the phone and got the money wired over or whatever, however they were going to do it.
They didn't believe him. They didn't believe the boyfriend at all.
No.
They didn't believe him, his story, everything, because when he called, he was all still doped up and drugged. I mean, they could have just, I feel like, go to the house. You'll see. I'm sure there had to be evidence of the guy there was no evidence of him breaking in, I don't think. But there was a camera. Trace where the cameras go, anything.
Well, yeah, okay. You're getting into a lot of stuff here, so let me give you the things that I was thinking. No forced sign of entry.
Right.
How? How is that? How?
Mm-hmm.
My only guess for that, just to stop you for a second, is if he was targeting the ex-girlfriend.
She gave him a key?
Did he? Because they never explore that relationship. How does the ex-girlfriend know the kidnapper?
They never do. Yeah.
They never go into that.
They bring the ex-girlfriend in for questioning in episode 1, and I believe that's it. We never see or hear about her again.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I was like, that's unresolved. Why wouldn't they bring her in and say, this guy was going after you? What?
Right. If it was meant for her, then hello.
Yeah. Do you know this guy? Why would he go after you?
Right. They never ever address that whatsoever. And we'll circle back to that when we get to episode 3.
Yeah.
The other thing is, he said, like Frank said earlier, they put him on, he wakes up on the couch and he looks and he sees that there is a camera on him. So then I don't know if I should call. He's coming out of the daze and everything like that. They question him. So they assume that he's done it. The police officer in Vallejo, right, which is the neighborhood where they are,
right.
He's interrogating this guy, and he goes, "Let me tell you what I think." He's like, "I think you killed her," and he like berates him and goes in on like how he's lying and making all this stuff up. And I'm watching, and I'm going, "Go to the house. Is there a camera in his living room, randomly like put up, like, because that'll tell you if he's lying or not. I mean, he could still be lying.
He could put up the camera himself, but that camera has a feed going somewhere, right?
Yep.
Maybe, but maybe not. That's what I thought originally. I go, well, can't they just trace the feed until I thought there is no feed. What if they just stuck the camera up there and he
scare
just
him.
wakes up and sees it, and that's enough to scare him to not call right away.
Right. It could be a dummy camera.
Right, because you got to figure at some point. I thought that's a delay tactic. Really, they don't want it because they want him. You know, they want to get the money from him. So I don't.
Well,
you know,
that was the don't call the cops. We're watching you. Give us the money.
right.
So if they weren't watching him, he could have called the.
But he calls the cops eventually. So that, but they never go back to the house. They're so worried about telling it because they found some blood. Right, there was blood on the stairs, which is her blood, I think. And so they just lay into him. So you watch this, you're going, oh, he probably did kill her. And then you see her at the end and you realize she's not dead. So then, yeah, episode 2 happens and all the stuff that Frank just said about them being at the house. But back to the point of why this was, and he even tells her, this wasn't even meant for you. He tells her when he takes her from the house, and he tells her again when they go and they're at the hideout somewhere, which he makes her put the goggles on every time he walks into the room.
Right.
So that she can't see him. But then doesn't she take the goggles off during the filmmaking because she had to show that she liked it?
Yeah. Now that was weird because she heard
another person.
She heard that's a good question. Now, maybe I missed this part, but I know kind of jump ahead a little.
Yeah, good.
She identified his voice in court. It was the first time she saw him was in court, and she knew the voice. But if she took the goggles off, wouldn't she know his face? Would she know his face?
She said something about this.
I don't remember what the
something about this.
for that
I
is.
don't know if it was like the position they were in. She wasn't facing him, but she said something about this. I can't remember what she said, but she said
She never saw his face. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, back to episode 2. So now she gets released, and we get to see video footage from her dad's apartment building or whatever it was of her just slowly walking back, just walking into the thing. So then, boom, breaking news. Because obviously, once this kidnapping happens, it's breaking news. It's massive news. It's everywhere. So they're talking about it. The investigative reporters are on it, and so forth. Now, all of a sudden, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it was later, boom, she shows up at her father's house after the father put that video out there, which was also so weirdly, oddly coincidental, right? Because the father's not with her mother. Father shows up in town after her daughter has been kidnapped and is on his way into the precinct when he decides to stop and go over to the TV cameras and address the daughter. And then
I don't think that's that
randomly,
unusual.
I mean, it's not the worst. It's not. That alone is not. Then randomly, the kidnapper decides to show her the video.
Kidnapper was an odd. I mean, obviously he's a lunatic
Right.
and a nut job, but there were other details where it was weird because do you remember? All right, how they found him?
Dumbass. Dumbass.
Well,
Complete dumbass.
he didn't. He went to.
Wait, are you in the third episode? The found the
Yeah.
All right, let's not go there.
Yeah.
So then she shows up, and now the news story turns into real life Gone Girl.
Exactly, because that's what happens in that movie.
Right.
But in that movie, it was a plot. Like she did it, and she kidnapped herself.
So that's why they're accusing her of kidnapping herself. Now this poor woman's been
through hell.
essayed twice.
Yeah.
Kidnapped, all those horrific things, and now she's got to sit there while everybody's telling her that she's a
criminal.
bullshit. You're right. So then the police department where she lives with the boyfriend goes out and does a press conference where they go, how could she do this? She's wasting resources in our neighborhood. You know, we need to speak with her, blah, blah, blah. And this is literally like an hour and a half to 2 hours after it was discovered that she was found.
Yeah. This was not after a long investigation and after a trial and after this and that.
Yeah.
This was, she shows up and it's like, how could she do this to the city of whatever? They just jumped right on these people like they're scum of the earth. It's like,
And they lambasted her and they never even spoke to her. I'd never seen anything like that before. That is not
unbelievable.
typical police behavior.
No, it was like that guy and people who instructed him, the guy that came out and did that press conference.
Yeah.
How could you do? And all the people that instructed it, plus the interrogation guy. There was no consequences, right? I mean,
None.
they were actually, one of them got an award recently, after that.
Promoted.
Yeah.
Promoted, which was, it's like, how could they, how is this not a bigger, I mean, thank goodness this story was made, but I hope something comes of it. Like, now it's exposed that this kind of shit.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
so
investigate first.
she gets in, and then so they finally, the FBI, I think, or somebody speaks to her, or the local police to wherever it was she was found by her father's, because it was like 300-400 miles apart in California, and the female officer, who's a miracle worker.
Oh my God, this lady, yes, 100%.
She believes the woman from the beginning, and then, and fill me in here because I know I'm missing a part, but she says to herself, like, if this woman's story is real, which she believed, then this person is going to strike again.
Right.
And she just waits it out to see. And then sure enough, similar situation happens somewhere else where, boom, bust into the house, goggles, drugs, and they try and take this couple's daughter.
Right.
And the father winds up fighting the guy and he runs off, but it gets reported and she's the one. And now you might say, well, it's easy. But you don't, we're hearing this all secondhand. So it's all
right. And this is a completely different department. This isn't like every single department talks to each other. This is completely different.
No, she was 400 miles away.
Right. 400 miles away, a completely different area. And she only knew of the story because of the press conferences and all that. Right. She only knew of but
barely, like, because this, because she, I mean, like I said, we're packaging it up because it's like, oh, this was similar, that was similar, but it took her time to put that all together.
Yeah. Plus, when they investigate, she was called out. It was like her first job, right? She was a brand new detective, and she goes to the place. They investigate. He left his cell phone. That was it.
Oh, what a dumbass.
So he tried to kidnap this girl, and her parents, the father fought him off, and somehow the guy left his cell phone there. And they traced the cell phone back to the lake house where the guy...
No,
the mother.
The mother, they called the mom.
That's right. I'm sorry. That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
The mom was like, oh, yes, my son, he's at the lake house. Because they were like, he lost his cell phone. We're just trying to return it to him.
And then they find the son there. They find this asshole in that house. They find goggles with a blonde hair.
Yep.
That and the person who, the daughter of the two people the father that fought him off, none of them had blonde hair. So she's like, oh, this could be the hair of the woman who was kidnapped. I don't know how long between. I guess it was months ago. Yeah,
it wasn't too long, but it was a good amount of time. I mean, you have to be a good cop to figure that out.
Yeah. She was like, oh, there's one strand of hair on this goggle. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And all the same MO, same, everything added up. And she was like, this is the guy. And then it turned out that, she was with that. We were watching it, and Erin and I were watching, and she's like, I want to send this woman flowers. This woman was a hero. This woman's amazing. The woman that solved this thing.
Yeah, right? She is. She saved the day, really, when it comes down to it.
Really
but the unsettling part when it ends is, like, because you're left with, like, this female officer figured it out, but the cops from Vallejo, who just today, the story is they are getting, like, as this show is growing in popularity, people are laying into the Vallejo Police Department because they're, like, publicly shaming her, not fully investigating and believing the story when he first comes in. Then it turns out that the ex-girlfriend who was being targeted, who they said, oh, this wasn't meant for you, this was meant for the ex-girlfriend, she's dating one of the police officers in the department. We learn in the post show when they put stuff on the screen.
That's right. I forgot about that.
She's
No,
dating one of
wasn't
the
he
officers.
the FBI agent?
The FBI agent.
The FBI
yes.
agent. Sorry, it wasn't a
Yeah.
local cop. You're right. The FBI agent who was assigned to the task, the case.
That's the guy was like, that's a huge conflict of interest. What the hell is that?
Huge, and it makes you think that something else is going on, but I can't figure out what it is. But it's the police. The police are involved in this in some way, shape, or form because of how much they blundered this and how awful it was. And again, this is another one of those situations where powerful people and even though it's a little corner of the world, powerful people are protecting bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And you need stuff like this show, which I know it's a documentary, but it is journalism to expose that kind of shit and get the truth out there.
100%. And it's like, you have these people, when something bad happens, you're supposed to be able to go to the authorities and be like, this is the story, this is what happened. And then when they just turn around and go, yeah, we don't believe you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do you at least investigate it? I've been sitting here telling you the story and you just come out with, I don't believe you. Because go look at it.
It's uncomfortable. And I'm going to give you 3 instances. It's uncomfortable how fast, without proper police work, they act in certain situations. The first one is the first police officer that interrogates him.
Mm-hmm.
We already mentioned the press conference that they called far too early before they even had a chance to interview her once she shows up. And the third thing, which we haven't mentioned yet, they send him in day one that he comes in and reports this to a lie detector to take a polygraph.
Yep.
And the guy who gives him the polygraph goes, without a doubt, in my mind, you are lying.
Oh no, that you fit. No, he told them you failed it.
You failed it. He says, well, that's right. Janine got it. Without a doubt in my mind, you have failed this test. He tells the guy.
Meanwhile,
the fucking woman is alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do we not hear back from that person, the polygraph guy, ever again?
How do we not? They're asking about her sexual history. They ask about this, and they hear that she has like a little kink. And the next thing you know, she's playing this whole thing that her fantasy is being kidnapped. And like, they hear this one little thing, and they themselves, authorities and they get it in their mind that they do like this whole big elaborate thing that's not true.
Yeah,
that's my kink. Guess it happens to the best of us. Go ahead.
No doubt in my mind after half the conversations we've had. But here's the thing, I have no problem with a lot of it. Like, you have to ask those questions. You got to ask that guy if he did it, and if you think he did it, it's okay to follow that line of questioning down there. But they take certain leaps, like when the guy goes, I'm absolutely certain you did it. I'm actually even okay with him saying that in the first day, but not backing off of it is the weird part. And then the guy lying about the lie detector test, I have a problem with that. That's a flat out lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand them scrutinizing him. That's good police work. Because what if he is making all this shit up and he did kill this poor girl and he did dump her body somewhere? Right. It's all well and good, but it runs, like, for instance, when he doesn't fail the polygraph test and you're still hammering it home, that's when it goes sour for me.
Right.
I'm basing all my knowledge of police interrogation of TV shows. But apparently I saw this in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If they're interrogating someone who they believe is the suspect, as the perpetrator, they could lie to them. They could say anything they want in order to get a confession.
It's true. That is true. I do like Paul's question. How soon before J Saps goes missing?
Yeah, J Saps isn't the one we have to worry about going missing. It's her husband.
Yeah, we got to look out. That's why we send a wellness text every day.
We do send a welfare
Kidnappers.
text.
Kidnappers, if you're out there, and I know you're listening.
No. Don't take that seriously, kidnapping.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things we're left wondering. The police's involvement. Where's the ex-girlfriend and all this?
Yeah, that's a big one for me. Obviously the police, but they never went to. Yeah, why was he targeting her? This guy was just. out of no, because he did
There
this
you
a
go,
few
Janine.
times.
I think it was
Paul
really
says
random.
kidnapper here, so you got a kidnapper on the line.
Yeah.
You got
I
one.
think it was random because didn't they say in like the third episode that he was like the peeping Tom that was looking in
Yes.
the windows?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Correct, Cuddle. Good point. Yeah. So in her investigation, she goes to find out that he was living on this island town, and there were a bunch of reports about a peeping Tom running around. So they think that, but was it random? Because part of me feels like the ex-girlfriend perhaps knows this guy or the police. There's got to be some weird time. Now, here's the other thing that complicates my little theory that I'm spurting out here. The ex-girlfriend dumped him.
Yep.
Right.
And
Didn't he dump her because she cheated?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. He dumped her
okay.
because he cheated, but he was trying to get back with her.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make a lot of sense that she would exact revenge on him for what there is no real reason.
Yeah, but also this guy was targeting the ex-girlfriend, but he had been with the new girlfriend, the one he kidnapped, for a while. So if you are stalking someone and you're doing all this, how did you not know that they weren't together anymore?
Yeah, I don't
and that
know.
he didn't
Weird.
have a new girlfriend anymore? Like
Very
you hadn't
weird
been there in
situation.
months,
It's very strange. I don't understand.
right?
It. And
Right?
how long did he get? 40 years or something like that? I don't
Was
remember
that
the
it?
sentence. I remember thinking, well, he could get out when he's like 70 or 80 or something.
Oh God.
I don't remember the exact number.
And they said he was a little mentally disturbed, right? Is that I think that was the gist.
PTSD. He was
PTSD,
in the Marines or something. I don't remember what.
Because again, the heartbreaking thing, and maybe you just can't get this, but who were the other two people? And you can't get that out of him. Like, there's got to be some way
Right.
to figure out who those other two people are. And I have a hard time thinking that it's not one of those police officers.
You imagine?
Ooh.
Has to be. How could it not be? How could it not be?
Wait, how it could be one of those what?
The two other people that she says that, first of all, there was three people, right? That kidnapped
Yes.
them. Okay. And then there's two other people that come and visit him while they're in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
How could one of those people not be one of the police? Like, because it doesn't make sense for that police department to try so hard
Yep.
not to buy into this story.
I know
Well-
they were like they weren't even listening. That's the whole thing. Like,
You think it could have been the FBI guy that was dating the girl?
The FBI guy, whoever, the guy who gives Mustard.
Right.
There's Mustard. The first interrogator was Mustard, right? It was his case. The guy who gives the press conference, or the guy who tells the guy to go out there and give that press conference.
Ooh, yeah,
There's a
that's
myriad of people who it could have been, a combination of all of them. But I also think this too. And again, I hate to say this, but cops fucking stick together. I believe most of them are great, wonderful people, a large majority of them. I don't think you become a cop to get a gun and act like a dickhead. I think some do. There's a very few and far between, small percentage who do. But I feel like most people become cops to help people,
right.
you know, and to protect people. I really believe that. But at the same time, there is a camaraderie there and a brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever you want to say. And if one of them gets in trouble, I think even the best cop would try a little to help them through that.
Right.
Maybe
I
not.
think it depends on what it is, but
Right. Maybe not to this extent. But if they could tell a little white lie to make their lives easier, I think they would. Most of them, as I think most people would do in any situation. Right. I mean, Frank, if I could tell a little fib and get you out of a fucking speeding ticket, I would do it. I would never think twice about it.
Thanks, buddy.
You gotta go.
what about me? Yeah, no, she didn't say.
No, you're on your own.
No.
You are. I'd be like, she definitely did it. And I got news for you. I think she was involved in that kidnapping case over in California that they made the Netflix thing about. That's what I would say.
Possibility.
But I think that one of them was in a really bad way and had some sort of deal with this dude that got arrested. And I think other people just fell in line to kind of help out. Because as you can see here, and you have to think about this on a scale level, how many times does this happen, whether it be this outrageous or not, where the cops fuck up and then they double back to protect their fuck up? Because not everybody gets a Netflix special made about them to bring light to this shitty situation. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when you watch this thing, you have that feeling left of, oh, nobody's here to protect me. There is nobody to protect. They got lucky to find a good cop that saved them at the end of the day. But there was a lot of things had to go right for that to happen.
Exactly. If that,
He just had to be female. That's it.
Yeah, good point. The people that were supposed to protect them, their local police authority, failed big time and saved their own asses, not these people.
yeah. And when I said, they could say whatever they want to get an interrogation, well, that might be true. They had no evidence. They were basing it on nothing. And they were lying to the guy. They said, you failed, the guy didn't fail the polygraph. They were just not believing him just because they chose not to believe him. Because it was, why not invest? This is day one. Investigate what this guy's talking about. And then if after your investigation, you come up with evidence that points to this guy that's giving you the story, then interrogate the shit out of him. But this guy came in off the street with this story and you're like, well, I think you did it. Out of nowhere. It's like, what?
Yeah. Which again, I get is police instinct at first, but again, as you start to peel through it, and then once she shows up, you got to let that go and start going the other. Like you got to start believing their story as soon as she shows up.
Yeah, but I feel like even before that, the guy, they didn't do any. He just literally sat there, took the statement of the guy, and said, "I don't believe you," without investigating any of it.
Right.
It's not like he went to the house and took forensics and pictures and did this and investigated and did all this kind of stuff and found some evidence that might point to the guy. He just heard the story and said, well, you're full of shit. There was nothing. There was no, reason for him to be like, why couldn't he just say, well, I believe you, help me out. Why couldn't he coax the guy along to give him more info? Because just, I don't believe you, just didn't, it just was like, what the fuck, man? Give the guy a little benefit of the doubt, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, at first, I thought he definitely had something to do with it because where they filmed him, it looked like he was in a prison. They made it like that.
Yeah, it's an interrogation room, yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted to make you come back for more, obviously. But I was like, oh, maybe he did. At first, I was like, there's no way he did it. And then I was like, oh, maybe he did because I saw him being filmed in that room. But then for some reason I was like, I don't think he did it again. And then when they showed her, I was like, yeah, definitely.
I was talking to somebody about this and they go, did you notice that he wasn't wearing his wedding ring in the first episode?
See?
But when they're on the couch together talking, when they're giving their interview on the couch, he's wearing a wedding ring.
I think that
I have
was
to look at that now again.
I think that was direction.
That was of course, that was a good producer going, take your wedding ring off for this part.
Yeah.
The next time I have sex with my husband, we're going to put the whole describing of the kidnapping on.
Erin noticed it. See, I didn't notice it. I didn't notice that. That's
very good.
It's a big, but I felt it with the way they were shooting it. I felt this, they're holding her back. She's alive and they're holding her back.
Right. I liked, the end, they're married. They have 2 kids. The happy story at the end.
Yeah.
Obviously you would never get over it, but at least they're together. And
I don't know about happy. It made me uneasy because I'm like, oh fuck, if they.
No, I mean, they're not that they're ecstatic, but at the very least they still have each other, and they have kids. That was it wasn't the only reason I call it a happy ending is because the guy's in jail.
No, it turned out good.
They're together and they have a family, and well, at least, I was expecting. Oh my god! Until she showed up, I was like, oh my god, she's gone. Like holy shit.
We skipped over the entire part of the reporter who was getting leaks, things emailed to him.
That's right,
including
the car.
Her thing of I'm alive and I'm okay, and here's what happened in the news today. That he got a bunch of leaks, which again really makes me think that the police were involved in some way, because here's why. And Frank, you kind of know this, being in local media. These things aren't accidents. Most people might not know the so-and-so reporter. Like maybe you do. Maybe the average Joe knows this reporter or that reporter.
Yeah.
But the crime reporter knows the cops, and the cops know who the crime reporter is.
Sure.
Especially in small ass towns like that.
Yeah. Now, when you say you got leaks, it wasn't, for some reason, it came from it, or at least it seemed to come from the guy, the kidnapper.
Right.
Because it was, here's the gun I used. You have to believe her story. You know, the emails he was getting looked like it came from the kidnapper who was like, no, I did this. Believe her story. Here's the gun. And then it turned out to be the same gun, and it was a water gun painted or taped up. And so this guy's turned it over to the police, but where did it go after that? You know, I guess, I don't know. He kept turning it over to the police, but I don't think they got, either they just filed it away or they never followed up. But then the woman followed up, and
she followed up. But my point is to email him. Like, again, you could find his name in the paper. So could anybody find that? Yeah.
You're right. How did this kidnapper guy connect
choose
this guy?
Him? Yeah. He has a line to the cops.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Does the average Joe kidnapper know that?
Have the crime investigative journalist's email address? Probably not. Unless it's like you go to the website of, you want to look up the local news, you go to the website if you have a
right. Like, it's possible.
Crime. Yeah, it is. It's just it's suspicious.
It feels like a specific move by somebody who's in that world and knows the game.
Yeah.
It's
possible.
That's what it feels like to me when he starts getting stuff. And you can tell on his face, he's like, do the cops have this? Like, let me send
why am I getting this? Yeah.
Why am I getting this?
Right.
So very suspect.
A lot of, it was told, the 3 episodes told very well, but again, there are some unanswered questions with this.
Yeah.
Who were the other people? The connection with the ex-girlfriend, and the whole connection with the ex-girlfriend and the FBI guy. Lots of weird holes in this thing.
Aaron says, did not expect, which I don't know why Aaron didn't come on here. I didn't expect them to be married. I thought they would have married other people, but remain connected or friends. I didn't expect them to be married either. I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah, that was nice that they're together, and they have kids at the end. It's a nice thing that they were able to rebuild their lives.
Because most people who love each other, in the strongest love ever, sometimes can't really survive a traumatic experience.
Right.
And they did. And I wouldn't necessarily describe them as the strongest love ever, because at the time that she was abducted, they were having problems. And the problems were that he was texting the ex-girlfriend trying to get back with her.
Yeah, they did have, exactly. They had problems. And then before she was taken, he promised her that he's going to work on it and be committed 100%. And
yeah,
so they were coming back together before this all happened, and that, they were on the mend with everything.
Which again leads to why you would speculate that he killed her. Because again, if you're a cop and you're like, hold on, you guys were fighting him because you texting your ex-girlfriend, and now all of a sudden she's mad. You get why there's some foul play possible in that whole scenario,
Right.
So crazy stuff, that American Nightmare. Now here's the thing. I've never listened to Frank once in my life in 40 years.
True.
And this was the first time, and what a gamble it was.
I think Erin added to the credibility. She backed me up on, and you wouldn't have believed anything I was saying without her telling.
No, I would not have.
I think she actually convinced. I don't know how maybe on the show. I don't remember how we brought it to your attention, but it was definitely fueled by Erin, though.
I think Erin knows what to say to me, Because I think I wrote back and I go, you were like, you got to watch this. And I was like, do I or something persnickety, something snickering. And did I ask her if it would be good for the show? Maybe I don't know. She said it or I said it. I can't remember anymore. And I was like, all right, we should watch this. Then we gotta watch this.
I say we blind top 5 it.
Yeah, you want to do it? I was gonna toss it. You want to do it?
I'm always ready.
Cuddles? Yeah, should we go through with it?
I am always ready to do it.
Let's do it.
I love them.
If you guys are good, I'm good. We're good.
But I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think people in the chat, everybody listening, watching, looking forward to it. It's always a highlight of the show.
It is.
All right.
My favorite part.
All right, let's do it. Part of the thing about doing a live podcast, it's sometimes segments are gonna get cut.
Segments get cut. True.
On this episode, Frank, because of the people, we're gonna persevere.
Very nice.
Which is very, very exciting. All right, blind top 5. Here's how it works for those of you who don't know. Erin will give us a topic. She'll give us 5 elements of that topic. We have to rank them without knowing what is coming next, the blind part of it. So we don't know what's going to come next. She's going to fire off 5 items. We have to rank them. We don't know what's coming next. That's the blind top 5. Very tricky game. Sweeping the nation, though. Erin, what is our topic for this episode?
Can't hear you. Hon.
Sorry, I was on mute.
There you go.
The topic tonight is people that rich people have to assist them. And number 1 is the one you want the most, and number 5 is the one you'd want the least, though you'd probably want all these people. That's what makes the game.
Ooh.
Okay, people who rich people want to assist them.
No, they have them usually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. So, all right.
Okay, so it's
in other words, if I'm rich, I'm ranking who I'd want to employ.
Yes. Yeah. Like if you could have these people in your life, how much would you want? Which one would you want the most, and which one would you want the least? You'd probably want all of them, but this is just a ranking game.
Cool.
Got it. So this is most important to me as a rich person of who I'm hiring. Okay.
And I didn't mean to force the blind top 5 tonight, Honda. I didn't mean to put pressure on you, but I always look forward to it.
Can I tell you, I was a little uncomfortable at how much pressure you were putting on her.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Everybody ready for number 1?
Yes.
Ready. Everybody in the chat. Here we go.
5 tonight. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say, everybody in the chat, get ready. Here we go.
Hold on.
Number your paper 1 to 5.
Not like Bill Clinton, not like Epstein. We're talking about good, wholehearted.
No.
But you're rich, and now you have to hire people. You got to rank them.
Yeah, you're a rich person. Who are you hiring?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Number 1 is a driver, a chauffeur, someone to drive your car.
Someone to drive me around.
Tough. This is tough. No, we didn't have enough time for this. This is.
You know what?
This is very difficult.
A driver. I'm putting driver in at number 4.
Me too.
Wow.
Because I don't mind driving. Yeah. I don't mind driving. But, every now and then having a guy drive me around or whatever, I could see that being okay. So not all the way at the bottom, but number 4 I could live with.
Can I say something? Insane misstep by you.
Really?
I
Why?
Say that again, Cuddles.
No, I'm at number 4, so I don't know why it's a misstep.
This is the craziest. No, I can't accept this. This is nuts.
Why?
Look at this. Rhonda at 5. Look at
Mercury
all these 4s.
4, Bird 4,
See?
Raven 3, Robin 3, Miss Justice 3.
Dude,
This is
this
nuts.
would be 1, 2, and 4 for me. I hate to drive.
Rhonda says another employee can drive too. Yeah, you can get someone else in the no. Okay.
No.
Be a
Rhonda.
dedicated driver.
Rhonda gets a wrist slap. That is not what this game is about. We are not giving the people extra
Exactly.
responsibilities.
Sarah says
Love you.
5.
Love you.
TD Freelancer says 3.
Yes, I agree. I like. First of all,
Wrong.
I like the prudence on your part, Aaron. You run this game show. This
Okay,
is your
but
game show.
That's
But
right.
Rhonda, sending love. Glad you're here. Sorry to yell at you. right.
Anthony, where did you put it?
Okay, I put driver at number 2
What?
Okay.
because I don't think you people are giving this enough credence, because when you think about what you do on a daily basis, driving is a huge part.
Not really.
Nope.
Taking that off your plate to do whatever you... Okay, think about the average person. What would you say that they commute? 30 to 45 minutes?
We're not the average person. We're talking our own personal lives. Like, I'm not the average. I don't drive. We don't drive that, that much. We don't
No, but you
know.
go see your mom. You go see your friends. You come, you go
Exactly, but I don't mind driving is the thing. I don't, it doesn't bother me.
Insane. Imagine being, is there traffic?
Plus,
who cares?
if I'm in a,
Because I'm on my little thing here. I'll have
I get that, but I prefer, if I'm in a car or some vehicle, I prefer to be the driver because I get motion sickness too.
Me too.
I like to be in charge of the vehicle, or else if I'm reading something, looking down at my phone, I'm going to get nauseous.
Okay. In a car. Okay.
Yeah.
What about a van, limo?
Yep.
Probably same deal.
You're going to
Motion
have...
reading
sickness.
something.
Yeah.
Motion sickness.
I don't think you're going to feel these things in a big stretch limo, van, car situation.
You're not gonna
It's even worse than.
You feel it. It's not like you're on a cruise ship.
Don't you feel the pressure of, that lane's... I got to get into that lane again.
Nope.
You no longer have... See, here's why Cuddles is not prioritizing this, because she already has a driver.
Oh,
And you're looking
here we
at
go.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
She
The
already
once
has
a
this,
week.
doesn't need it.
The once a week that you fucking drive me for anything.
All right.
Once a week.
We see differently on this. I'm 2. Frank and Cuddles are 4. Majority of the people are 4 and 5. All right, Aaron.
Okay, number 2 is a chef.
Oh, that's like.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Okay. And this is the reason why I put driver at number 2, because I was saving number 1 for chef. Now, this being said, I feel like I'm about to get errand, because I'm not thinking of what else could be out there that I would probably want and maybe would want to prioritize over these first 2. But I went chef number 1 because to never have to cook again.
That's pretty good.
You don't fucking cook as it is. Who are you to come?
No,
What are you talking about?
It's a valid. You just made the point I made against you, against me, and I'm telling you it's valid. You're right, but it is nice to just imagine, Cuddles. We can just talk and conversate while somebody else is cooking our meal. I mean,
Did you just say conversate?
Oh yeah,
You know it's not a word, right?
No, that conversate.
Yeah, it's definitely not a word.
Conversate is a word.
You converse. You have a conversation.
Aaron, I'm gonna have to ask you to make a call here. Is conversate a word?
I can't look it up because I'll lose you, and I'm afraid to get it wrong.
Okay.
But I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm gonna look up conversate and see if it comes up. Conversate, engage in
Bullshit.
conversation.
Okay. All right.
Bullshit.
You got me.
I don't believe you for a second.
Sucks that that's my job, but who wants
Conversate.
number 3? Oh.
Engage in conversation.
That is some bullshit.
Sometimes it's nice to be able to sit and conversate. The only thing that sentence is
Conversate.
missing is Cuddles.
Yep.
All right.
That is some bull. Informal.
Should have
It's
put
an
my
informal word, so it's slang, you dick.
It says definitions from Oxford Languages. The Oxford
Fine, shut up.
Dictionary. All right. Where'd you put chef?
I put chef at number 2
Me
because I
too.
feel like I'm gonna get errand again. Chef is good though.
You smell an Aaron coming too. I like that.
Smell
Yeah.
a whammy.
Yeah.
But chef is good. Not just hey, make me a whatever, and it's done. And I don't, it's I like that.
Cuddles.
Number 2, because I have one that I would like to be at 1, and I'm hoping that she says it, but it's at 2.
Okay. Outside of a personal ball washer, I don't know what else could be on this this list. And that's
Is
an
that
old
on the
Louis
list?
Black
That'd
joke.
be great.
Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron. Number 3.
Okay, number 3 is a stylist.
Oh no, 5.
Number 5. Easy. I don't give a fuck what I look like, and I think that's fairly
That's
obvious if
obvious.
you watch the show.
100%.
I put 5 as well.
That's a neat. My stylist would be feel so useless.
Yeah. Why don't you take the day off? Go see a movie or something. A lot of 5s and 4s in the chat
for you. I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, hang it up there for me.
Yeah.
Frank, he'd be like, "Sir's Metallica shirt is ready."
I'm in a Master of Puppets mood today.
Now I'm curious. That's funny. I'm curious to see what Cuddles says here because I think she loves style, she loves fashion, but also isn't part of that it being your thing. So I feel like she's good at that. I wonder if she'd want somebody else to take that over.
No, I don't want anyone to tell me what to wear or what I should wear. I just want to be comfortable and do what I want to do. I don't want anyone.
Okay, so
where
where'd
is
you put stylist?
5.
Okay.
All right, so we're all at 5.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Useless style or stylists.
Sorry, stylists.
All right, 2 slots left.
Okay, Cuddles, let me know if this is what you were waiting for. An assistant.
No.
Ooh,
Just a personal assistant.
Just an assistant. I would kill for an assistant.
Now, what are they assisting me with? They're not cooking my meals. They're not driving me anywhere. And they're not
just manage
styling
your
my
life.
hair.
No, come on, man. They're taking phone calls, returning phone calls.
Nobody's calling me.
Renewing that passport.
You got some family. Anthony, you have some nerve.
No, but listen, they're making sure so-and-so gets, your mom gets a birthday card and a gift. And
you can't do that.
no, I can't do that. That's a lot of work. That's a lot
He
of work.
doesn't do that. I have always done everything.
Taking care of your bills and
That's
Bills,
yeah.
running
I got
to the
assistant
bank.
at
me.
number 3.
Me too, because that's all I have open, and I'm not giving it 1.
Right. So right now my order is I only have number 1 open. So I have chef, assistant, driver, then stylist. That's my order.
You're playing Aaron Defense right now. Cuddles, what's your list look like?
I have number 1 open. I have chef, assistant, driver, then stylist.
That's same. We Cuddles and I have
we
the
are
same
on
list.
point. We're on point.
All right, I have chef at number 1, driver number 2, assistant number 3, and stylist number 5.
Okay, so we match on assistant and stylist. Okay, all right. Last one. This is going in the number 1 spot for me and Cuddles and Anthony. This is going in the number 2.
4.
4. Okay.
Okay, this is a housekeeper who doesn't cook.
Yes. Do they clean the house?
Yes.
Yes. This is what I was waiting for. Yes, number 1.
Yes.
Nice. Look at all the ones. Look at all the ones in the chat.
Yes.
It's one it up. Mercury says, Frank, we chose the same numbers tonight.
Same numbers as
Yep.
Cuddles as well.
Yep.
Robin, Bird, number 1. Mercury, number 1. Rhonda, number 1. Rhonda says, pick up my shit. Fly NY, number 1. Sarah, number 1.
I
See?
did not think of housekeeper. That's a good one.
Raven got errand.
Sorry, guys.
Great list.
That's a good one. All right,
That was.
I gotta tell you, I liked my list though. I don't know if I would change anything.
I like my list too. Housekeeper, chef, assistant, driver, stylist. I'm good.
I gotta tell you something. No, okay.
Now all I got to do is be a millionaire.
I got a big problem with your list because a housekeeper, how much are they going to clean really? It's a few
Everything.
times a week, whereas a chef cooks for you 3 times a day.
I'm not eating 3 meals a day.
You drive at least twice a day. I feel
Nope.
like
Nope.
A chef can't make Snapple. He can just pour it.
That's
He can
right.
just pour it.
See?
My assistant will buy the Snapple at the grocery store.
I was going to say, your assistant will make sure you're fully stocked with Snapple at all times. I
Right.
think you guys put housekeeper way too high.
Yeah,
Way
but the
too high.
housekeeper does the food. A lot of times the housekeeper does the food shopping.
Oh
Does
yeah, whose
all, like,
responsibility is
the-
that?
No, I think
That, a lot of
the
times.
chef is
No.
responsible for doing that.
I need a housekeeper. I need a housekeeper. That's what I need.
Laundry, dishes, that whole. Does the chef do the dishes?
No.
Okay, this is weird. I feel weird about saying this, but I'm on private chef TikTok. I don't know how I got caught in this algorithm. Most of them do everything. They do the shopping, they clean the kitchen, they do the dishes, they cook the meals, they do it all.
So if you're a private chef, is it just that one person, or do they have like a couple people working with
Nope, it's just that one person.
And I shouldn't say everyone. There's two. There's Wishbone, and there's a young Asian gentleman that is literally just popping right now as we speak. I don't know his name yet. They both are private chefs out in the Hamptons, big on TikTok, and that is both of them do the same exact setup. They cook, they plan, they shop, they plan the menu, they cook, and they clean. The kitchen is as spotless as it was when they showed up, and they do all the dishes and everything else. And that's a brutal schedule too, because they're making breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, they gotta keep your house stocked. It's not like they're shopping 3 times a day. They shop probably for the week.
Can I tell you something? It appears that they shop once a day.
Oh my God.
It appears to me that they go in the morning, shop
before breakfast.
Before breakfast, they go to the house and they just start hammering away. And they
wake up at 6 a.m.
They're early. They are up early.
Nothing's open at before 6 a.m. that they could shop for my breakfast.
Again, my experience is just the Hamptons, so there are stores that are open.
All right. Robin wants to know which one does back rubs.
Yeah.
Good point.
The driver will do the back rubs.
The driver does the back rubs.
Pull over. I need a back rub.
Well, guys,
if you had these things, though, I mean,
that's the dream, baby.
These are literally. I'm going to tell you something. Aside from stylists, 4 out of the 5 of these are reasons why Cuddles can't have sex with me. These are excuses of why she can't fool around. She's got to clean something. She's got to cook something.
I got to give a few other reasons.
She's trying.
Yeah.
This list is a little short.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had this, Cuddles, you would have no reason to say we'd be just sitting around.
If I had a housekeeper, things would be different. They would be a lot.
Work harder, Anthony, and maybe.
Yep.
One day.
Hey, we need members.
Right.
Share this episode. We need more subscribers,
more
please.
Members, so Frank and I can hire people. So we can.
Hey, you know what? If we hire chefs and assistants, we'll include them on the podcast. I have no problem, showing an episode with my chef cooking for us. That's fine.
We have to wrap up, but quickly. I would love this. I'm not saying I would turn it down, but having somebody living in my house or there like all day just to tidy up, I would be so uncomfortable with it.
No.
Don't you think?
Well, if you're rich, you'd probably be in a much larger, where that you probably would barely see that person. They would only probably come in when you left that room. Or they'd come in at one time at night or something.
Yeah, and not necessarily live there, but they come in the morning and they take care of everything. And
okay, but think about it. When you're home, just with your wife, right? Cuddles at you. You walk out. You go down to the kitchen in your underwear. Who gives a shit? You run to the laundry to get an extra thing. You can't do that.
See, this is why you're not rich.
I just realized I've never met anybody who overthinks anything like you do.
Never. Oh, yes.
Crazy.
Thank you.
Just enjoy the luxury.
Thank
Man,
you.
if anybody needed a back rub from a driver, it's you, just to shut your mind off.
Yep.
I would be the only rich person that would go, let's not bother the driver with this. He's got enough.
All right, guys. It has been a joy conversating with you. But
thanks.
Thank you, Aaron.
Great.
Thanks, honey. You did great job. Great as always.
Yeah, another big hit. This is a good one.
That was a good one.
See, it's all fun. It's always fun. The top 5, blind top 5, baby.
Yeah,
love it.
I was nervous on this one because I was like, "What does any of this mean?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is good." These are tough.
Stuff.
These are tough.
A chef would be all. Imagine you just wake up middle of the night and you're like, cook me a
They're
warm
not
me
there
up a
in
lobster.
the middle of the night.
They're always there. If the Simpsons taught me anything, it's that the personal chef is there whenever you need them.
We're gonna hire Frank's chef after they quit Cuddles because they're gonna be like, that guy. He had me making Snapple at 2 a.m. What is wrong with that guy?
Making Snapple.
All right. That's it. Appreciate everybody. Good
Yes.
episode. Wonderful top 5. If you enjoyed that, you'll enjoy Erin's book Oval. Link in the description below. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok. Link in the description of this episode. If you have TikTok, go there right now. Click the follow button. You have to do it, please.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.